everyone does that. I gotta get through my head. I've been watching a lot of Hardleg Joe, maybe you didn't know, and the video I watched most recently was him trying to climb the Master 1 Magical Musketeer, which is a deck that a really long time ago when I first found out about it, I thought it was super cool. I immediately built it in Master Duel. It was expensive as heck, and I also didn't know what I was doing because it was like when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like actually, and promptly got rolled and said, "This is garbage," and never playing it again. But I always have kind of had a soft spot for this deck, and I really love it a lot. And with the introduction of Fiendsmith, I like it even more because now you can use Fiendsmith to bait out your opponent's interaction, and when they're done, go cool. Any musket name for max for a bunch of advantage. Or you can go any musket name into max to search the counter trap to protect you from back row, like going second, and then hopefully you just have something else that could get rid of all the monster-based effects. That's why the deck I'm going to be playing in this video is a going second deck. It's only one match, it's not two. Apologies for that. I'm just doing random Qs in the TCG pool, so don't really know if or when I'm going to be getting any 3 matches, because this guy quit immediately. Now, my opponent has a 60 card deck, which had me worried, because I hate those with a burning passion, especially because if it's 60 cards with the sole purpose of playing grass, which is at 1, then I hate it even more. It's like, I hate that you can just build your deck around this one card that you literally have like one chance to open, and then if you do, you just win, which is cool. My deck is primarily meant to be generic. It's got a side deck, although the side deck is almost exclusively for going against Malice. Because you'll notice I have this one card, Charming Meowls, which I'm assuming is good with Malice on account of the fact that it gives you a card every time they summon from Grave or Banish, which all the Malices besides Marchier summon from Banish, and then some of the other Cybers cards they use, like if it is the Master Duel ban list, Link Decoder, or the Link 2 Water Wizard is that summons a guy from Grave and Defense, negates some effects, and then Transcode Talker. It's just a lot of draws. So let's get this started, shall we? I have no idea what song's playing, or if I can control this to do this every time, because I really love this. I will say, my opponent in this match is Mitsurugi. I do not think my opponent is good at this game, or at least at this deck. Number 1 is 60 cards, which I've literally never played or know anything about Mitsurugi besides watching his YouTube videos, so I can't tell you if that's good or not. But it's just Mitsurugi Ogdoadic, I think? Regardless, I somehow managed to win, so let's see. Crap, I gotta see if I can go slower than this. Game speed, maybe a little bit slower. Let's see if that does it. Silent Meowls. I'm actually gonna lower my sound, because this is quite loud. Goodness. Okay. So they called by my Meowls, which is like, okay, well, whatever. Because I have a copy of Engraver in hand, there is technically a line I can do, and I love doing it, that gets me a draw, which is really nice. So they go Ogdoadic Water Lily, and they send Night Sword Serpent, which I'm like, okay, so it's Mitsurugi of some sort. They summon it back, and they normal summon Mitsurugi no Makoto Kusanagi, which thankfully does nothing here, because they have nothing engraved. But all they need is 2 4s, Carolins, and then they search Amino Habakiri. I thought this card was way worse from just watching videos of it, but it's like, it's on that cusp I have of just, man, this thing is, ooh, it's infuriating. Lets you reveal it in hand, summon a Mitsurugi from deck, not a ritual, just a regular effect, then tribute any monster, which could be the Mitsurugi you summon, because all these stupid cards trigger on summon or on trigger, which is just really so fun. And what I'm pretty sure normally happens is you go this guy, summon who he's going to summon, which I believe is Saji. Yeah, correct. Mitsurugi no Mikoto Saji. And then you attribute the Saji, but I guess you can just attribute the copy of King of the Barrels just to have the Saji protection. Saji will trigger, because it got summoned, to then search you the ritual spell that is ritual from deck, Mitsurugi Ritual. It does not specifically name any of the Mitsurugi Ritual monsters, so pre-prep does not... I don't think pre-prep works for this, but it does work with the other ritual. So this one lets you either summon a ritual monster from deck, attributing monsters from your hand or field equal to the level, or summon one from your hand by attributing 2 monsters from your hand, deck, or field. What? Just okay. So you would, I believe what you do is you go Habakiri for Saji, Saji for Mitsurugi Ritual, summon the Habakiri, I believe. See, I believe that's what he does. He goes, send Anoya, I believe. Yeah, oh, sorry, Nunu, the Ogdoadic Remnant, and Aramasa, and now he's got the Habakiri, Aramasa triggers, and my computer will load. Nice. It gets him Ame no Buraku, which, if it's summoned, destroys all monsters your opponent controls, and activate a card or effect. You can make them discard a card to negate it, otherwise the effect gets negated, and then if it gets distributed, you add any Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand, and then special summon it. I believe all of the rituals say if this card is tribute, add a Mitsurugi card, then you can summon it. Which, if you didn't summon them properly the first time, you can't summon them, but you still get the search. So, my opponent still has this, which, if he can tribute it somehow, cool. Goes, set 1 card pass. I don't remember any of these cards, but from the videos, I know that there's usually a trap card they play as a negate. So I am banking on the fact that this is a negate. Draw for turn, Sanct. This card is so good when you're playing it with mech muskets, because it is a card you can activate while having a magical musketeer on field. So, I go Caspar, he reads my card, he's like, yeah, whatever. I go Sanct, he's like, whatever, I summon the token. He thought for a bit here. I go Caspar effect, he thinks again, he's like, nah, I won't negate this. I search the counter trap. He has now lost the ability to effectively do this, because I can now go Caspar into Max. And when Max is summoned, he can either add magical musketeer spell traps from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters you control, so in this case 2, or special summon magical musketeer monsters up to the number of spell traps. In my case, I really wanted to get some more magical musketeer spell traps, just because, you know, it gives me a wider range of stuff I can do. Instead, I could have gotten something like Starfire, so I could summon her, and then if he does anything against another person, it's like, I'd rather not. So, I then use the Sanct token to create Requiem effect to summon a Fiendsmith from deck. They go Great Purification, which is the tribute to negate, or it's tribute a level 5 or higher, so you tribute one of the rituals. So they tribute the ritual, but because I searched that counter trap, it's gonna get negated. So it gets negated, I summon Lacrima. I go Lacrima. Because I have both Fiendsmiths in hand, I'm going to just send a copy of Tract. They go Habakiri, add summon itself. Well, I can't stop the add, but I can stop the summon. So I go Dancing Needle, which I had searched, which banishes up to 3 cards in any graveyard, as long as I control Magical Musket. And all Magical Muskets have this effect. During either player's turn, you can activate Magical Musket spell traps cards in your hand. Deck is primarily traps, so you just need to activate traps like hand traps. So I go Dancing Needle, I believe I target Habakiri, Great Purification, and Nunu. Because I'm like, I don't think anything else in here does anything in the grave, except for later, so I'd rather, like, prevent them from having that Nunu too, I guess, because I don't know what they're going to do with it, so I just get a free form. All that, they search, and they get Mitsurugi no Miko Wosu. I've never seen this card in my life, so when I read this and saw, hey, cool, tribute one of your guys, I thought that it said tribute, so I was like, oh, I'm somewhat safe. No, you can tribute from hand, so it's effectively a kaiju that you tribute one of your own cards to, you know, tribute an opponent's card that they cannot respond to. So that's just so freaking cool, man, that they could just search this. And then if it's summoned, you must summon it once, and then if it itself is tributed, then you can discard a card and add it to your hand. So it's a way to get itself back after you tributed for the spell. So with Lacrima, I just send my Tract, because Tract Engrave has that effect. You can fusion using Monster Reaction, or hand or field. What really sucks is that I never cared for Lacrima, like Fiendsmith Lacrima, the fusion, in Master Duel, because like what? It gets you back Fiendsmith immediately instead of having to use Necroquip. Whoa. It gives you an extra body to go with your Fiendsmith instead of using Necroquip, rather. Now that I've played, I really wish it was in this game, because it says any Light Fiend, which means you can use it to get back any of your magical muskets. So instead of getting back a Fiendsmith, I could get back my Caspar that I have in Grave still. Which means that on my opponent's turn, I can activate a magical musket card and then search another one. Unfortunately, that is not how things have to play out. So instead, we do the Requiem, Recur, and then Link for Necroquip. Now here's what I really love to do. The oft-used Necroquip effect, where if you send a monster from hand to grave to activate the effect, you get to equip it as a spell or draw a card. So, now I activate Engraver to search a copy of Tract, and I get to draw a card now because of this. And I draw Kid Brave. I'm 99% certain anyone that actually plays this deck in a competitive way would not be playing this. I am running 3 of him. I am running one of every magical musket named, except for Zachiel, I believe, which is the 8-star one that draws cards equal to the number of magical muskets you used at the end phase of the turn. But, like, he's not... He was maybe okay when he came out with the actual rest of the deck, but not anymore. It's garbage. I'm playing 3 Kid Brave because I'm playing... I think my whole deck is pretty much... It's Magical Musket or Fiendsmith. That's it. I have not much non-engine. It's just like 3 Dark Ruler. I refuse to use Maxine in runes, so I just have 2 Willows and then 1 Yells. And then I think I have a single Talents. Oh, and then a single Qualified too. I think that's just all the non-engine I have. Oh wait, no, I have 2 Ash. So, majority of the time that I have Kid Brave, he can let me discard, say, another copy of himself. And then, you know, draw 2 cards. So, the idea is, you know, it helps unclog my hands when I really need to see more of a certain other card. So this is going to be great for, you know, a potential turn 4, because right now I've got 2 spell traps plus a name going into whatever my next part of the combo will be. And the best part about all of this is that because all of these are Light Fiends, you can use any of them to go into Requiem, and then you can also use any of them to go into Sequence. It's amazing. So continue with the turn. So I go Engraver. I believe I put back my Caspar. Correct, I put back my Caspar because I'm keeping the Lacrima, because I'm just thinking, oh yeah, Lacrima, I'll summon back Requiem, and but I've learned something from this game that makes me really happy. So I summon, and I was like, I think this is a game where I need to make Caesar. That opportunity, it's the last possible chance. Nibiru. I believe I was way past 5 summons. Because first one was Caspar, second one was Sanct, third one was Max, fourth one was Requiem, fifth was Lacrima. So they could have stopped me with this a long time ago, and funnily enough, I believe it triggers these. So because I'm 90% certain it triggers the Mitsurugi names, I pop the card with Desperado, which just says you control magical musket, target a card on the field, destroy it. So I'm like, I can't let them get a free search. So they Nibiru me, and I get the token. Well, I didn't have to use Tract. And Tract in this deck is obviously a 3-of, because it can search. Usually it's getting searched for Lurie and pitch Lurie to start with Fiendsmith, but you can use it to search any magical musket name. So it can be really good too. But in this case, I checked my extra deck because I apparently in the match I played before this one, I somehow managed to win, but I forgot to put Sequence in. So that could have been real bad. So I had like a Bawaku, and I'm like, I hate that card. So I took it out and I put in Fiendsmith Sequence. I put 2 of those in and then 2 Requiems. So then, after this, I'm like, okay, well I still have Tract. So I got Tract, search Lurie, pitch Lurie, Lurie attack, summon itself. Then go Sequence effect, and then with Sequence, I shuffle back the Lurie, the Engraver, and the Maximus. Use the Light Beam to give myself a copy of the boy, Desiree, who's doing other NM. Now, I learned why Aghanim Day is so good, because now I link into Aghanim Day. This triggers Desiree because he leaves the field. I shuffle back the Sequence to send the Nibiru that they have on their field. Then I go Aghanim Day battle, then Aghanim Day effect, get back into Desiree attack. Now my opponent's on much lower life, which actually does matter for Mitsurugi, I believe, because I saw one of the cards they have has a thing to pay life points. So they'd only get to activate it once to pay that life point. So I know I should know the 2 cards in hand, but I forgot one of them. I know that one card for sure is the Kaiju, effectively, and then I forgot the other card is the Ritual. So they're going to be able to Kaiju me to get a monster on board, and they get to search any Mitsurugi card they want. So I don't really have an out to this, I thought. But what I didn't realize about Lacrima is that she summons any link. And Requiem's a quick effect. Sequence is not. But Aghanim Day is a quick effect. Which, I was like, oh yeah, because that's how I got my battle damage. So I realized, well, if they tribute my Desiree, then so what? Because then Desiree will trigger, I shuffle back my Requiem, I send whatever they, like the Kaiju guy, sure, they get their search for whatever they want, I get back Aghanim Day, I go immediately Aghanim Day, summon back Desiree, I got my Desiree back. And that's exactly what happens. They draw, they tribute me, they do their Mitsurugi card, I do my Desiree, I do my Lacrima, send back Aghanim Day, send that, they search Habakiri, I go Aghanim Day, Desiree. Now, I think they still had a chance because I have no idea how this deck works. So, here, what they drew was freaking pre-preparation of rights. I was so unfathomably cooked. If I couldn't stop this, I'm pretty sure. Because they get to add any of the ritual monsters and the ritual spell, which just gets them everything. So I would have been just screwed. But thankfully I have Desiree. Made it. So the last card's Habakiri. Now I don't know much about this deck, but I believe they still could have gone Habakiri, summon a Saji from deck, tribute the Saji, Saji add a spell trap, Saji add Mitsurugi Ritual. Mitsurugi Ritual summon the... I think he only had one of this, though, is the issue.
if he had more than one of this, he would just summon this from deck, which would then destroy all my monsters again, or in general. And then because Habakiri gets triggered from distributing it, you get to search another Mitsurugi card, and you haven't summoned yet. So then, I believe from there, you could go Kusanagi to add a Mitsurugi card back, or you could go Aramasa, more likely, to add a Mitsurugi monster, and then it would also give you protection. I believe I still had him dead, because he would be able to get one negate from the Murakumo, but I just have to discard. So he would have the Murakumo negate, and he goes to the other guy, because he can't Saju twice. Yeah, he did Aramasa. He can get another monster, but I don't really, again, know this deck, so I don't know if there's another monster he could have grabbed that might have helped him. Like, I don't know what the red ritual does. So then he would be left with whatever monster he adds in hand, and then the two monsters he has on field. And then I have nothing else on my field. And then my grave, if you'll notice, is a hot load of nothing. There is no more Lacrima, there's no more Requiem, there's not even a Fiendsmith in there. So it's very, very bare bones. But the really nice thing, I don't know what my draw would have been, but even had he blown up my board and whatever, and then he had that negate, these two cards, just Kid Brave and this, save me. Because I go Kid Brave into Max activate effect to use itself, or because he has monsters, search spell traps, and then he would go this guy effect to make me negate it. I would just simply chain Cross Domination, which would then make him have 0 attack. Then I search some Magical Musketeer cards. I'd probably search my Second Last Stand, and then I would probably get a second Dancing Needle, because I believe I'm playing 2, but I might only be playing 1, in which case I just get Desperado. And then I have this Fiendsmith in hand, so that's just full Fiendsmith combo, because I go Attract, then I get the Lurry back, then Lurry, then Requiem, then Lacrima, and it's just loop, loop, loop. It's awesome. I love this deck so much. I look forward to playing it so much more in the future. This makes me really like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. Now I'm sure frickin' Ryzeal cooks this thing, like, completely off the charts. Although, I think it does have an okay play against Detonator, just because, cool, you go to destroy my guy, but my stuff is probably being used in order to destroy you, or negate you, so I don't know. I'd have to do that eventually. But for now, I think that's where I'll leave things. I really hope you enjoyed hearing me rant about this for 20 plus minutes. Have a good day, and remember to drink your water. Heart. I don't know if you can see that, but I drew a heart. Bye.